Hello everyone, my name is Adebukola Osho. I am the founder and CEO at the AfriWomen for Entrepreneurship Initiative. We're popularly called the AfriWomen. Today I want to tell you the story of our NGO. Our NGO, the AfriWomen for Entrepreneurship Initiative, is one that I founded in around 2017. Then it was called Widows Lights Out because I, as the founder, I was passionate about improving the plight of women and girl child through the journey of widows. Then my mother had been a widow for over 40 years, and it's been a very long, hazardous journey. So my passion, if I was going to empower women and girls, would be walking the shoes through my mother's eyes and doing works for widows and the girl child, particularly girls from widows' household. As a girl child of a widow, I particularly had extra challenges over my male siblings. And as a widow's child, I had challenges over other people that had their complete parents. My mother had a lot of challenges, and that had made me very empathetic towards people generally, but more so towards women and girls. So in 2017, the journey started as Widows Lights Out. But I never felt really fulfilled because I kept feeling that something is missing. So I had that revelation in terms of insights into how to proceed, because I couldn't even write my aim and visions very well for Widows Lights Out. Something is always missing until I registered AfriWomen for Entrepreneurship Initiative, popularly called the AfriWomen. So the journey started, the aim and the vision and the mission and the goals became clearer. AfriWomen is an NGO passionate, very passionate about poverty alleviation, and we're doing this through the social and economic empowerment of women and girls. We also see women, people ask us, why have you picked women and girls as your beneficiaries? I say to them that women are largely the beneficiaries of most empowerment programs. They are also the major drivers of empowerment program because you train one woman or one girl child, and it has a ripple effect on the family, the community, the human capacity building of Oyo State, the nation Nigeria, and the globe entirely. So why not have women and girls drive programs that are targeted towards poverty alleviation or all of the SDG goals? So we started focusing on women, as I said, and we remain focusing on women. The AfriWomen has been going on since 2020. We started during the COVID year, and I was worried then because I didn't think I was going to start the AfriWomen focusing on miscellaneous aids. It was one of our goals, which is providing aids just that comes and we feel we've got the fund and it's very endearing or it's very necessary to step up and provide miscellaneous aids. So in 2020, AfriWomen did share COVID packs. We have touched over 7,000 plus households, particularly during the COVID-19 period where we were distributing COVID care packs to several people. We didn't just distribute to women, we also distributed to men and boy children as well. We were not distributing only directly by ourselves. We were distributing through religious bodies. We worked with a couple of churches, including my church, some mosques, and we were going through radio stations where we were dropping sizable amount of care packs because we feel that logistics will enable us to reach people. And we're very correct because our care packs were being used by radio stations as gift and for programs, and those care packs, because they were going through the radio, people were phoning in from even outside Oyo State, as far as Osun State, Ogun State, and they were getting people to collect them on the local, people in Ibadan and around Ibadan, collecting them. So using the radio stations and different organizations to partner for logistics just enabled us to distribute more and reach out more to a variety of people. We didn't just do care packs, we also were doing sensitization on how to stay safe during the COVID time, and I was going around radio stations, I was talking, campaigning about how to stay safe during that period and about how to maintain healthy well-being, because during that time, as you know, a lot of us went through a lot of challenges. Lockdown wasn't particularly a very good period. Women were facing a lot of gender-based violence and sexual-based violence. There was a lot of challenges that were in the community before, but they came more to the fore because everybody was on lockdown and social media played a very powerful role. And we were just so many people in one space that a lot of vices came to the fore. I wouldn't say these vices weren't there before, but they just came to the fore because of COVID-19. So it was imperative to do a lot of programs, talks, sensitization campaign for women and the whole family concerning well-being, mental health and well-being. So we have been moving forward since the 2020 lockdown eased. AfriWomen went into 6 priority areas, namely Adult Literacy Center and Skills Acquisition for Women, where we were giving second chances to mothers who have missed out on education and teenage mothers who had missed out on education because of teenage pregnancies. So we were giving second chance at education to them. People were like, why are you doing adult literacy for women? A lot of people can read and write, but you'll be surprised that a lot of women were holding their hands for the first time, holding their hands with a pencil. They've never held a pencil before, and we're learning the alphabets, 1, 2, 3, ABCs, and stringing letters, single number letters, triple letter words together and forming simple short sentences. So we've got all of that in our history, short videos and all of that we've placed on our website. So we have things like that for people to check out. It's not only about providing literacy, teaching women to read and write that we do at our literacy centers, which by the way, we've got about 9 of them, 9 actually, which we started at Okola Bus, which is our office. We had the Central, and then we had Methodist. We were doing at Methodist Primary School, the market for the market women, Bodija market women. We had at OJ, which we run in Agbole, Desolu. We had in Baggy International Market. We had in Baggy International Market merged with Foworogun Center, which we're running at the primary school there, the public primary school. Thank you, Sube, for providing that facility for us. We also ran one in Akingbola, which was predominantly teenage mothers. So women were coming to the center with 3 children. So we were providing creche as well. All of this was being provided, was and is still being provided by AfriWomen for free. We haven't received any international funding or state government support at all. It has all come from the founders' portfolio of investments to help women and the girl child. So for instance, we're providing books to our women for free. This is our exercise book. We provide pencil and writing materials. We're registered with Oyo State AMFE, which regulates the adult literacy, but the provision of books are very limited. But what is very useful in our collaboration with them is that they provide learning materials and guidance on what we should be doing, and they set the standard for the examination and the calendar for the school as well. But the AfriWomen started its own library where we provide this kind of books for basic literacy and post-basic literacy, where our women can borrow books over the weekend and return. They can borrow books for 7 days and return the books back. In the literacy center, we're not just providing this, we're also teaching our women other things beyond your standard formal education of reading and writing. We're providing our women with knowledge skills concerning personal development. For instance, we're looking at social development in terms of well-being, self-esteem, where our staff and our facilitators, and sometimes we have guest speakers, they go out and they talk about topical issues that challenge our community. So when we go to the centers, we would have roundtable discussions, and our women would talk, we bring topical issues. For instance, we could talk about trafficking women, trafficking the girl child, trafficking even the boy child. We're talking about issues like that. We're talking about gender-based violence, sexual-based violence. We're also talking about how to have self-esteem as a woman and as girls, and how to raise up our boy children to have self-esteem as well. Because without self-esteem, your confidence in doing anything in academics, pursuing formal education or informal education, is going to be shaken. And also in terms of doing business as well, if you don't have self-confidence, you'll be challenged in so many ways, because your self-esteem will be at 0 level. So with a lot of work in collaboration with other people who are stakeholders, or people who are just humanitarian personalities, we're speaking to our women, and it's a very vibrant roundtable discussion, because our women are knowledgeable about various things. However, they are also challenged by how to parent today's children. Today's children face a lot of vices, which we can find on the computer, on the social media. Women who are not educated are challenged, particularly because they don't even know what is going on the social media, because they can't read and write. So when we're teaching them how to read and write, we're also taking steps along the side to open these women's eyes to what goes on social media and what goes on the cyber space. So from there, women are being sensitized to how to parent their kids more, how to better parent them so that they become successful children, and children that we're proud of. And this is why we say women are major drivers. They're not just beneficiaries, because whatever you input in a woman or impact in her life, it has a ripple effect, a spillover effect on the husband, on the children, whether they are boys or girls, on their families, parents, in-laws, and it has a large overreaching impact on the communities like churches, our mosque, our religious sectors. So we don't also just teach them things around personal development. We also look at their financial literacy as well, to register for their NIN so they have identification. And from our NIN, we're getting them as a group and as individuals to get their BVN. From when we have the NIN and BVN, we're going into getting them to open bank accounts. A lot of women don't believe in bank account. They're like, what money am I going to put there? Owó wo ni màá kó sí bank accounts? We're saying to them, kì í ṣe about owó nìkan, torí ìjọ tí àǹfààní bá máa dé fún yín láti rí owó tí ò ní le ju agbára yín lọ, tẹ́ fi lè ṣe òwò, tẹ́ fi lè ṣe tá fi lè dá yín lókòwò, tẹ́ fi lè bẹ̀rẹ̀ ọrọ̀ ajé yín, àbí ẹni tó ti wà nínú òkòwò tí ọrọ̀ ajé yín tún lè gbòòrò sí. So we asked our women to open bank account, and as God will have it, CBN suddenly have, through NASL, they were having a lot of COVID funds, and they were having agricultural funds, they were having entrepreneurship funds and all of that. I was able to get our women phase 1, phase 2 into accessing these funds. These funds came at favorable condition, and it has helped a lot of our women. It was received straight into their bank accounts. They were super excited. It took a while. We applied for it in February, and the money didn't start arriving in their bank accounts until I think August, September. And quite a few number of the first generation of our literacy centers, they got this funding. They're doing very well successfully in the community, in their various enterprises. And we have very proud husbands and children who have come into the AfriWomen and say, Mommy, AfriWomen, Edawa no po, Ejeka no ọkùnrin ká join you. But we're like saying to them, we can only focus on particular beneficiaries. We can't focus on everybody generally, the kind of program we have, which is women empowerment. But through the empowerment of women, we're going to be touching the empowerment of men, because we also mentor our women on how to be good wives, good mothers, good sisters, good daughters. We're also providing informal counseling where need be for the women. So we're not just in the literacy center teaching them how to read and write. The AfriWomen has the signature programs which we incorporate in the curriculum of Oyo State AMFE. So that's for our literacy centers. We've run about 9 of them, which I've mentioned. Our centers are spanned across Ibadan metropolis. It's not about favoritism, or it's not about liking a particular area, or a particular area is convenient for us. The AfriWomen actually go to where the challenges are very high. So we're in Onara local government, Ibadan Northeast, Ibadan North, Lagelu local government, Egbeda. We've been in those areas, and we're still in some of the areas. The centers that we've closed down are the centers that we have done 2 years, basic and post-basic. If we have more funding, because our women are still asking us to come and enroll and open schools there. Only recently, our staff went to Bodija Central Mosque to pray, and she was talking to the women and men and the imam there about the program we run at AfriWomen. Primarily, her focus was to get sponsorship, especially towards Ramadan and our Muslim community and all of that. But the center, as much as Bodija Central Mosque is based in an affluent area, the imam and the women, they are super excited. They're saying AfriWomen should come and start a literacy center there because they see the benefit of empowering women through education. So to date, we have, in all of our programs, we have over 600 plus regular beneficiaries. We have empowered women and families and households over 7,000 plus through miscellaneous aids. We regularly have empowered girls in vocational skills and women in skills acquisition. So vocational skills acquisition is something that we're also big on. We're an advocate, strong advocate, campaigner for formal education to be complemented with informal education. So we're teaching our girls not just your off-shelf regular traditional trainings in fashion, in cake making and stuff like that. We're looking at real up and coming businesses, entrepreneurship areas, sectors like digital sectors, where we can train girls who are passionate about photography. We're teaching them stuff like that. We're also looking at things like graphic design. We're looking at web design, not just for the girls, for women as well. So say for single mothers or women who are parenting their children, how they can earn money staying at home, where we teach them things like graphic designs. You can work as a graphic designer from home, or as a web designer. As a content creator, you can work from anywhere. It can be a main job, it can be a side combination job with your main job. So we have assisted over 400 plus women and girls in vocational skills acquisition. The AfriWomen is also very passionate about networking community. For the grassroots women, we've done a lot of networking community for them.